Hey guys, Brent Hermann with the Catamaran Company down in sunny Miami, Florida today on this 46 Open Nautitech. They are built in Rochefort, France. I've been to the factory. It's interesting because I've been to a lot of different factories, and one of the things I've specifically learned about Nautitech was the pride of workmanship. As you go through the build process, there's different stations. In that particular factory, there's 2 lines as you go through, 46 open, a 40, and the workers are very interested to find out who you are, what you know about the boat. You know, when you're down in an engine room with a guy or you're watching him sand off a part that he just popped out of the mold, and I don't speak French, but they're very prideful of what they do, and they're very anxious to show you of why their boat's different, how it's different, what they specifically do at the factory, and it's a great education. You'll notice in the aft cockpit of the boat how open it is, and a lot of people get a feel for that on these videos. What do I want to see? I can open every drawer and show you that, but what I would particularly want to see, how do you egress from the water? Where do I put my towels? How many steps is it to get inside, go down, take a shower, things like that. People can gather out here, get a drink from this particular refrigerator, and that's why they put this here strategically. All this, again, it's very user-friendly for, you know, the saltwater atmosphere. You can actually spray these off when you're done. You'll notice the table, they've opted for this to be in fiberglass instead of the teak. The fiberglass is very easy to clean, very easy to maintain, easy enough to get in and out for several people as a gathering place. You have to make it easy to use the boat. If you don't make it easy, people aren't going to use it. This particular boat has twin helm stations. You lock the wheel and then you control the engines. It's like a 0 turning radius lawnmower, so it's very easy to maneuver. One thing about the cats that you have to watch and pay close attention to is the windage. If it's really windy outside, you don't get your fenders ready by the dock. You get them ready just off the dock, so when you come in, you can play with the wind to make sure it's a safe atmosphere, and this is how you do it. It's a positive control. What's the benefits of a Nautitech? And that's one of the things that I found. It feels more like a sports car when you're sailing it. And you get that because you're sitting directly over the rudders. And it gives you a better sense and a better feel for overall experience. And when you talk to the guys that have owned boats for 3 to 5 years, and they'll tell you, it's about 10% of the time that you're actually sailing the boat. So when you are sailing it, it should be very enjoyable. You know, again, in Miami today, it's a beautiful day, but that 10% needs to be a fun experience, and on this boat, you will have just that. The hull shape, these are more sleek. That's why you'll pick up a little bit of speed, a little bit more performance-minded. These are still classified as family cruisers, but it's a little bit more of a sporty feel. You know, as you walk across from one helm to the other, it's very easy to get over here. And anybody can make it look real nice when you're sitting at the dock, but imagine being in 4 or 5 foot seas. When you go from one helm to the other, it's very important that it's easy to do, and you can do it quickly and efficiently. Redundancy and gauges over your autopilot and things like that. And the lines are still led to the back. Here's your push button for your electric winches. Both sides will have different lines, the reefing lines, the mainsail line, things like that, so it's easy to use. When you're sailing, the dinghy will be up here, and you can tie it off to the cleats on each side. What you don't want is a bunch of weight in the back shifting constantly back and forth. That will really rack this lift system that they have. So this is all locked into place. This is 1/4 inch stainless, very strong. So that's one of the attributes I really enjoy about these boats. Quiz time. I'll let you guys ask me why there's 2 shrouds on this particular boat. So if you're interested at all, go ahead and email me or call me. Wanted to point out to you a few things about the top of the coach roof itself. Again, when they build these, they're built in different pieces. This is actually one piece. Very ergonomically well designed. And so as we walk forward on the 46, these are knotless trampolines. So if you have knotless trampoline, it's not poking in your back. So these are very comfortable, and I wanted to point that out to you. Nice transition here, so you're not stubbing your feet getting in and out when you're in bare feet. When you're getting in and out and maneuvering around the boat, you don't want to be tripping over things and stubbing your toe. That would ruin your day. And again, we're at dock. It's nice and flat. What if you're bouncing around out in 4 or 5 foot seas? It's a lot different. You have to look at things like that. And that's how the bowsprit is on a Nautitech specifically. Very strong and well proven. and simple to use. We are at the northernmost tip of the 46 Open. These are bow pulpit seats. One of my favorite places to sit. It's kind of like the Titanic. When you're out there like that, it's a great venue. Just complete relaxation. Last thing outside I wanted to make mention of was the color. They do a nice gray to offset the stark white of the Cat. So you'll notice the colorization on these boats is very popular. That's how you can distinguish them from afar. That and the reverse bows on these, you can tell from a long way away it's a Nautitech. Anyway, let's head back inside and take a quick peek. This is your VHF. This is your VHF. This is where it goes on the 46. One of the places anyway, you can have that, and then you can have a remote VHF as well. I'm at the nav station here. You have a remote start for your generator. That's very important to have. It's a very nice feature. The new B&G touchscreen, wonderful marvel of equipment. It's very easy to use. Anybody can use it. My son, he's now 10, can use these. It's very user-friendly. Tremendous amount of features. And your inverter controls are here. Your master panel's right here. Ease of single-handing the boat. Ease of working on it. And I say that because a lot of these units are plug and play. This comes right out, the stove comes right out, refrigerator freezer units come right out as well. And they're all plug and play, so anybody can basically do it. But inside the 46 Open, it's not so much of a huge criticism, but a little bit of sacrifice in size, because most of the focal point is outside. When you're underway and out for the day, your focus is outside, so inside doesn't become as prevalent. You always have a couple big hatches. Again, you're into the wind when you're anchored, so you have the wind that comes through. You want to be careful with these when you're underway, because you will take waves over the bow. It's important to note that they need to be closed, because if not, any saltwater intrusion in the boat, it's a challenge to get rid of the salt, and then you have corrosion over a period of time. Inside the windows, you have three things. It gives you the panoramic view all the way around the boat. And today, again, we're in Miami, and it's about 100 degrees outside, but it's not smoking hot in here. It's because the greenhouse effect, the sun can't get in. And then the third thing it does is it does give you headroom pretty much all the way forward with these windows that are slanted like that. I get the question quite a bit, how can you tell what year a boat is? Well, you can narrow it down by the interior colors. These boats are production line boats. All the cabinetry and everything's built off-site in this particular boat in Germany, and it's trained into France where the boats are built. But the colorization on the wood tells me kind of what year it is. We're down the owner's version of the 46, and I get asked the question, where do I put my computer? Where do I put my iPad? Where do I put my socks? Where do I put everything? How do I make the bed? Well, they've solved that with these boats. You can have a step up here. It may seem so ridiculous, but it makes a big difference to be able to make the bed. I wanted to focus on down here, cross ventilation. They've changed that in recent years. That's why I wanted to share that with you. Because again, when you're out and about, you don't want to have to run the generator, or you're running low on fuel because it has a pickup off one of the 79-gallon tanks. It's something to consider if you're out and about. This particular boat has a mosquito screen on one side, and then it has a shade on the other. I would keep them closed during the day, keep a lot of that sunlight out. Let's walk forward on the 46. Safety, safety, safety. On the bottom of the boat, bilge pumps. This one has its own separate pocket for the bilge. And a lot of things are drained inside there, and they're very effective. It has a float switch. If it ever sticks, or when it sticks, rather, you have to get in there and shake it a little bit and then dislodge whatever's underneath the float switch. Along the safety lines, right next beside me, is the safety hatch. European standard spec on those, and the one thing about them is that I have never yet heard of a 46 going turtle, which means it goes upside down underway. This is how you get out and egress the boat. So you can open those up, and sometimes there's little stainless steel hammers. You can smash them and get out. But those two safety features are very important. I want to make sure you saw. Privacy, privacy, privacy. Nice privacy door. It does stay locked, actually. Fits just right, which is sometimes rare for a boat that moves around. especially a catamaran. The misnomer is that the hulls actually move. Very slightly they do. You'll notice the quality of a production line boat when you go through, and a lot of the doors they actually do shut and they actually lock. These boats come across on their own bottoms, so when the boats come across, you get a lot of usage on them. It's about 250 hours on average. So 250 hours is, like Catamaran says, anything's going to break is going to break out there. So it's a good shakedown cruise for the boat as far as I'm concerned. So when the boat gets here, we hand you the keys after going through the delivery certificates, and that's as good as a new boat that we can possibly provide versus handing it over in France. So all the warranty work's done over there. The boat gets handed over to one of our head engineers that goes and checks it out before we send the wire, the final wire. That's important that you understand that. Catamaran Company's one of the only brokerage houses that I know that does it that way. We do not turn over final payment until we go through the boat with our head engineer. Then he actually turns it over to the delivery crew. Fast forward about 6 or 8 weeks, when the delivery crew gets to Fort Lauderdale, it's handed over once again, and that's where you, the consumer, signs off on the delivery certificates of them. So it's an interesting process how Catamaran Company does it, and I very much appreciate that, because I've gone through a lot of different deliveries, and it's as smooth as we can get it. Doing for years and years, you get pretty good at it. So repetition is key. Look at this. Multi-hull magazine 220 nominee for Boat of the Year. Nice boat, as we've shown you today. And a lot of people ask me, how do I pick this and where does that come from? And you should enjoy the process. It should be fun spending this kind of money. It's interesting that sometimes it's a gut-wrenching surge if you're not with the right person and company. I love to cook, and when you're in the galley on the boat, I don't want people rifling through my fridge and freezer to get a drink. So again, I noticed this morning and pointed out to you that additional fridge on this is an option, and they have this installed outside. Fridge and freezer is over there with plenty of long-term storage. And as you come through here, this is very handy. Top-loading refrigerator. 4-burner stove. That's a little bit different on a boat of this nature and this size. Usually it's a 3-burner. All the prep works right here, your trash, and again, all this is opened up so you can be visiting with your guests on board. Let's flip for it. Who gets the front, who gets the back? These are very nice cabins. The forward one is a little bit smaller, and the aft one is more of the queen size, but they're both ensuite heads and showers separately. It's very, very, very comfortable. I won't take away from either of them. So have a look-see, and they're very, very user-friendly. And as you come down here, you'll see the lights, the airiness, and again, the cross ventilation and the fan. As a wrap up on the 46 Open Nautitech, very, very nice boat. They sail very well. Reliability of having 2 engines, maneuverability with having them sit about 20 feet apart from each other. I think I pointed out the ease of sailing, user-friendliness and things like that. It's something to consider on any boat that you purchase. So give me a call if you have any questions about this catamaran or any others. One of my curses is that I've been to all the factories, been doing a long time, and have a lot of the questions and answers right on the tip of my tongue. If I don't, I can get that for you, and you need to pick the right broker to make that happen for you, if you do it virtually or not. But good to see you guys again down here in Miami for the Catamaran Company. I'm Brent Hermann. Thank you.